Welcome back. Get ready to turn on dark mode. We're here to talk working in IT, video games, tech, and everything outside the 9 to 5. I'm one of your hosts, Taylor Floyd Muse.
And I'm Keegan Did you hear Childish Gambino's new music?
Yeah, you mean him messing around in the studio for like 12
Yeah.
tracks? It was interesting.
I've never listened to music where I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but like at the same time, I'm over here like, but really confused about why I'm nodding my head. Like it wasn't that great.
That happens to you often though, because like we share music frequently, like almost on a daily occurrence, and at bare minimum weekly. And I'll be
Yeah.
like, okay, I kind of have your taste in music down a little bit. Sometimes you throw me curveballs, but then there's weeks where I'll throw you a song like, oh, like you might like it. And you just like love it. Like you are jamming. And I'm like, are you sure you know why? Cause like you're like, I don't know, I'm just feeling it. So I could understand that there's this song where it's kind of like I mean, it wasn't really like finished music. It was just like I said, he was messing around in the studio and he just released what he had like unmixed or mastered. Um, People have done that before, like
Well,
Kendrick did that with Untitled Unmastered. But you were sitting there, I
yeah.
could imagine, and you were just like, man, like, why do I like this? Like, like, I could picture that in my head.
Cause like also what sucks is like I was listening to while I was like cleaning dishes and like cooking. And so if I even if I liked bits and pieces of it, I don't know what track it belongs to
Yeah, because
because they're
you
all
look
just
back and their
numbers.
numbers.
And I'm like, okay. But there was a couple that I was just super off-putting. Like the first song, the first track of the album, and like there was just like you could just tell he was in the studio and light some sort of effect and wrapped a whole song around it, just of him messing with like some sort of effect or beat.
Yeah.
But it was really weird. I was not ready for him dropping that.
Yeah, I mean, there was times where he had like a section of a song that sounded good and then he just kind of flowed into another one, but it was part of the same like track. I'm using air quotes on the Spotify. So like I'm sitting here like, okay, he's just obviously putting together bits and pieces. And I don't know what I gathered from it. It was like I would never listen to this a second time, like because I liked what I heard, like as a catchy tune. It was just like I'm listening to someone have fun in the studio, and you could tell he was
Yeah.
enjoying himself in some of the songs. And I was just like, all right, like cool. You just kind of released like maybe like your vulnerability. Like this is me in the creative process. Like this isn't me at my finest. And it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's why artists do that, but then there was times where I was like, all right, dude, like you literally must have been just like drunk hitting the keys on some soundboard because I don't know what this is. And I was like, all right, we'll just let it play. But I was listening to the Weeknd's album too, and like that was interesting. Like talk about Childish Gambino having like a collection of random sounds, and then you got the Weeknd over here with one sound across like 12 songs. And then
Just pure sex in a in music form.
yeah, man, he's always trying to get in your pants kind of deal. But like there was a couple of good songs in there that stood out. Like I just think that as a collective unit, he's trying to like blend that modern age with 80s music, and it's kind of cool. But then like if you were to just zone out and be like I was doing my taxes listening to Weekend, which is a weird combo, but all of a sudden I'm like 6 songs in, I'm like, wait, did the song change? And I'm like, oh, like we're halfway through now.
You're over here like doing your W-2s and stuff. You're like, why am I like so aroused right now? And you're just like listening to music. You're like, I'm not like,
Oh man.
dude. But that album was really good, and I like listened through it. Normally, I'm actually kind of like a big critic of the weekend, which you've always called me out on. But this album was great and all, but that problem happens where I just think he kind of falls into one suit.
Yeah.
And I listened to his entire album today, not knowing I listened to an entire album.
Yeah,
I
like you're
like
in the
looked
same
down
boat
and
as
been through
me.
5 songs, and I was like, "What is going on?" But they were great. They were, like, solid, like but I wouldn't listen to it casually. That's the
Yeah.
problem. I have to be like doing something and like have it on the background. I
Well, I think
guess.
like
I
the
guess it is
songs,
casual, but
yeah, the songs that I gravitated towards were most likely the songs that I would be able to listen to and not be doing something. Like, you know, the songs that you're like, okay, this has a catchy beat. I can listen to it no matter what I'm doing, like car ride or just like, I guess it's not really workout music, but it's
no.
my like I'm weird where I don't have moods of music. I could make that, but I'm pretty much content listening to any music that I enjoy, no matter what, except for like acoustic stuff because that's too chill. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't work out to that, but like I think I might have said this before, but I know you know this. I could sleep to EDM, I could run to EDM, I could study to EDM, I could just like do nothing and stare at the wall to EDM. Like it doesn't matter what. That is just my vibe. And then like
You could meditate to EDM. It could be
yeah.
just transformer throw up and you'd be like,
But see,
yes.
there's the thing,
And
like there's
calm.
subsets of EDM that I guess I might kind of gravitate towards like subconsciously when I'm doing certain tasks. Like I don't go to that hardcore transformer throw up noise stuff when I'm trying to relax, but I have done that before. I've actually in college, it was like exam week and I was listening to music and I was like, all right, I'm done studying, and I just started listening to some like banger EDM, like just my friend could hear it through the headphones, and I fell asleep to it, and then he goes like, bro, are you sleeping? Like obviously he's telling me this after the fact, and I'm like, I woke up and he goes, bro, you fell asleep to some hard stuff. Like I don't know how you did that. I'm like, I don't know, it's just all the same to me, but the Weeknd though, I don't know. You could you can get your freak on with him. You could just jam to him. I don't know. He's got a bunch of different things that all come up to the same like, yo, let me love you.
They really are though. Like, I'm just glad he doesn't have that mop of a haircut anymore.
I
Where he just
honestly
literally like have a
don't understand what that was. It was recognizable, but it was something.
It was some.
Like when you look back on it, it's almost worse now than when it was actually on his head. Like, all right, everybody was like, oh, he's the dude with the hair. Like that was like, all right, the Weeknd. Yeah. Like it was acceptable. And then like you look back on old pictures of him and you're like, geez, the hair did not age well. Like that is not good. And I mean, some people like
just like the mullet.
His was party everywhere though. It was party in the front and the back, but nothing on the sides. There was no like hang or what do you call it, tagline to it. He had like this thing coming up the front, but then he had an identical thing in the back. So it was like a line of hair. There was nothing going on the sides, and it's just like
An intense mohawk.
Yeah, just an intense dreadlock mohawk. That was like stiff. Like I don't even understand, man. Like I don't know. I like the way he looks now. I liked how he did with the Starboy. He had the clean cut look and he had that whole transformation. And then now he's going for like that 80s vibe where like he's in Vegas with like the fro, a red suit, and he's like beat up in the album cover. Like I don't know, like music videos and artists, I feel like they just gotta channel their inner weirdness anytime they're trying to get anything promoted. Like you couldn't just be like a straightforward artist in like at least, you know, pop or EDM or rap. Like if you're an acoustic artist like Ed Sheeran, he's pretty much just like raw talent. He doesn't have to be weird, he's just like good at what he does. I'm sure he has weird things that go on, but like I don't really see him like doing stuff that like Lady Gaga does or The Weeknd or like other weird pop stars and hip hop artists. Like, I don't know. Music, man.
Music. What are you gonna do?
We said we had to incorporate some talk about it in here, so it's a form of digital media, so we have to report on it.
Yeah.
It's not a regular thing though, because I'm so factored into my indie EDM music with occasional
your indie EDM.
Well, like
that's such an ugly combo.
But think about it. Most of the artists and songs that we like, nobody knows about. Like, we like the people like Louis the Child, who people may know about. Like, I guess, like at some point I liked Skrillex. And then, who's it? Like Zed. He's a really popular pop EDM. I like him, but he's not my favorite. Everything we gravitate towards, we don't care about who made it. We're just like, oh yeah, this slaps. And then it's like, all right, if you told anybody that artist, they're like, who? So yeah, I'd say it's pretty much indie EDM.
Indie being independent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess so.
Not like indie is in like when you look at like, I don't know, rock and alternative music and you go that route, it's like that means a whole different thing. Like, I don't know. I don't venture into that part of the music realm.
Yeah, it's too slow paced for you. It's got to be super intense.
I mean, they do have some intense music there. It's just like, it has to be very delicately crafted for me to enjoy. I don't know. My palate doesn't have that. It has little pieces of it. Like, I don't know. Like, let's just say, first thing that pops into my head is Blink 182. They have some decent songs that I like, and then they have some ones that it's just like, can't do. So
yeah, their entire new album,
or didn't even know they were still making music. But like, I don't follow them, so like, how would I know? Same reason I like Drake's one of the most popular artists, but some people hate him, so they don't know when he drops new music. So it's like,
yeah, don't get me started on Drake.
I knew, I was waiting for the little, like, you can see the fire burning in the eyes. You're like, can't do it.
Like, he needs to stop making albums with like 30 tracks on it. Wasn't there like 26 on his last one or something like that?
Yeah, and it wasn't even like a deluxe version where like the Weeknd's album we just were talking about, he had a deluxe version released too that had 20 songs, but like 6 or 7 were remixes at the end, which was kind of cool. But yeah, like Drake stays dropping like 25 song albums that are just like
they're all the same.
And it's like, all right, dude, I don't have time for this. They all sound the same too. Yeah, like
yeah.
I don't know. But I guess you can't really dock an artist for sounding the same because like that's their sound, I guess. And then like when somebody likes that sound and then they kind of venture off into another thing, you'll have other people saying, why are you trying different shit? You know, like, why are you going down a different path? And you can't satisfy everyone.
I guess so, but like Drake, especially with your rap, like you can't have 26 songs that have like almost a similar beat where you're like, dude, I see you putting in stuff again, and oh, there's that from that other track.
But like,
I'm not gonna go on a Drake spell.
I want to say one more thing that this isn't me defending him. It's just what I wonder if this is what he does. He made the Hotline Bling music video like on purpose to be meme worthy for like the sake of advertisement. And like other people are doing that too, like Elon Musk with the Cybertruck. But I wonder, like, for a while, people had Drake sound down to a science where they were like, okay, you get a little bit of a Spanish beat that goes do, 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 and then like you get a breakup text and you read it in just like a saying out loud rap version, and they're like, that's a Drake song. And it's like, all right, people know his style so well that he could come out with it and people are like, yeah, okay, I can see this, like, automatically. So it's almost like he's found such a formula that is like, all right, I don't even have to try anymore. And then like every so often he'll release a song where he like, hey, I can still rap though. And he's like, he goes real hard and deep, and then other people are like, oh yeah, like maybe this isn't so bad. And then he makes like 40 more just like radio hits.
The problem is like that formula works so well and he knows it does. But my problem is when he makes those tracks where he's like, I can still rap. Okay, but like don't have a whole verse where it's literally like him saying I can still rap in his rap. Like,
yeah, he does that sometimes.
In his track, he'll even say, oh, I'm proving that I'm still good spit game. I'm like, cool, like come up with a different like hook. Like, anyways.
Too funny. Well, how many days of quarantine are you on now? I think I'm on like 8. Maybe 9.
5.
I don't know, I'm losing track. The days blend together.
5?
You losing your mind yet?
A little bit. Like, I don't like I'm only on like day like 3 working from home, and I don't like I really don't like it. I knew it was gonna be hard to do multiple days in a row, but every day feels like Friday, or like it doesn't. I'm just like losing the connection with my coworkers. I hate it. I really hate working from home multiple days in a row. Not liking it.
Dang, dude, this is gonna be a tough quarantine
Month.
for you. Like, we don't even know how long it's gonna last. Like, before it's, I don't know, when is it gonna be safe to return to normal? Because it's not gonna be cured or vaccinated for 10 to 18 months or whatever they're saying. So like, I don't know. It's gonna be a fun, rude awakening for you.
Something.
I can tell how flustered you get because you kind of like do that in pauses where you're like, uh.
I really hope it doesn't last very long, but
I mean, me either.
I just feel it feels uncomfortable. And also, you know what feels really uncomfortable is like seeing commercials on like YouTube and like throughout TV and online that are like for consumer products and stuff. You're just like, why can we just put these on pause? Like, no one's out here going and getting consumer goods anymore. No one's buying a freaking robot vacuum right now. Like, it's really weird seeing consumer facing commercials go on right now, like especially for beer and like restaurants.
Yeah, I
Like, you'd think
mean,
they would want to save money.
I don't know if some of it could be just like spillover from, like we've already paid for it. Like we better let it run. But
Right.
yeah, there's been times where I'm just like, all right, that ad was a waste. Like I'm not even considering it because of what's happening right now.
I cannot go to a Buffalo Wild Wings. Stop. There's no sports. Why would
Yeah,
I go to a
sports
Buffalo Wild Wings?
are canceled. I don't know. It is a weird time, and you have like everybody trying to address the situation or like modify themselves for it, and like that's fair. But then like I've received so many identical
Oh,
emails like we're here for you, blah blah blah, and it's like all right, yeah, it's obligatory kind of for them to send it,
dude,
but what
I don't
is
need a company that I haven't used, or I don't even know how they even have my email. Like, I don't even use this bank. Like, how do you have my email right now? Like, I don't care.
well, the funniest thing is I'm getting stuff from like food delivery companies like daily. Like Chipotle won't shut up. Like, yo, free delivery. Order us. And it's like, I don't want it. Like I'm chilling at home, bro. Like I'm like, don't tell me that. And every day, yo, it's still here. Do you want it? They're trying to give people to pressure into getting that Chipotle delivered. And I'm like, I don't know.
It's me. The person that they're striving for is me.
Well,
Person who's
normally it would
addicted to
be me,
Chipotle.
but I just don't want someone else handling my stuff. Like they could not have it, but I just don't want like they're like, oh, contactless delivery, but it's like, I mean,
How?
they just like set it at the door and then they let you know and then you come down. But
Yeah,
like
but
they still
somebody.
touched all up on it. Like
Yeah.
I mean, people used to steal fries from the stuff. Like I guess they probably wouldn't be doing that in this circumstance, but you never know. I'm taking no chances
Well,
right
somebody
now.
still scooped the rice into the bowl. Like,
Oh, well, yeah, but if I went to Chipotle in person, there's no avoiding that. I'm just saying I'm not gonna have like a DoorDash person that is already pissed off at the fact they don't get a lot of tips, that currently isn't getting a lot of work because of the coronavirus, come up and just like mishandle the shit out of my food. And then it's like, all right, like my mind isn't gonna be at ease even if I don't get it. So
yeah. And I miss Chipotle, dude. Dude, especially if they're like, "Hey, spicy chorizo's back. Order some free delivery." There'd be a 15-minute, 20-minute debate in my head. Like, I mean, I probably already have it, so might as well just double down and get some chorizo.
yeah.
But
Funny thing
nah, you
about
gotta avoid that
DoorDash,
shit.
when I was getting some of my furniture from Facebook Marketplace when I moved to Chicago, like I bought some lawn chairs that were gonna go on our back patio from this Russian dude. and he was really chill. And like we didn't have a car big enough for the chairs to fit into because I was still driving my tiny little Honda Civic. And he's like, oh, I got a minivan, like I could just drop it off to your place if you just give me like a couple extra bucks. And I was like, all right, cool. And he's like, he starts telling me like about what he uses the minivan for. He's like, yeah, so like we had kids, but then like I just like do DoorDash now for like fun when I'm bored, when the wife is like doesn't want me in the house. So it's like, and I'm like already laughing. And he's like, yeah, so like it's just kind of like a little hobby to me. So I'll take it up. And then these people get like super pissed because I took like extra 5 minutes and they don't tip me. And then they like, he's like, you think I need this, man? Like I just do this for fun. He's like, he just like walks out all happy. And I'm like, all right, like if you're just having fun delivering stuff, like, I mean, treat it like Grand Theft Auto where you do those little side delivery packages and just drop stuff off.
Yeah, but nobody likes those. Ugh.
I know, but this guy did, so I'm just saying. He was enjoying what he I mean, maybe he wasn't into video games, so he's like, I'll make it a real life video game, see if I can not beat my record because he wasn't getting tipped. But I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, one thing that's cool is coming out of this, besides the companies sending out the stupid we still care emails. There are some companies doing some really cool things, like IGN just announced that they're doing a weekly live stream where you can like watch a movie together with the online community. And they're starting with Invisible Man Wednesday. I guess we're recording this on Tuesday, but it'll come out after it's already done. But basically you just rent it and you can live stream and have a community of people watching, and they're going to have commentary from the actual director be live streamed. So that's going to be cool.
My one question, I mean, I don't know if you're going to have an answer to this, is like, if you're going to be watching it with those people, are they going to have like a separate audio track for the commentary? Because like,
I think it's,
I wouldn't want like the director's commentary to be full volume.
No, you rent it. So they don't have it set up yet where they're like, we're hoping next week we can incorporate the stream with our like commentary and chat. But right now, what it is that you'll rent it and you'll start it at the same time as everyone. And it's almost like a live tweeting, but there's going to be a video and like commentary of the director going on. So you can control the audio however you want separately while you watch the movie, and you can see the IGN chat stream. Basically, they're hoping next week that they could stream whatever movie, and then it'd be like watching Twitch streams where you just see the live chat go up.
Well, so, yeah, I mean, I guess for the first week, yeah, like you'll have control over what you put your volume to. But what, like when I watch like on Twitch, sometimes when they have reveals and other like special events that occur, like streamers will stream the stream and react live to it. Yeah. And it's sometimes more fun to watch that because I'm not going to be getting like the dry, awkward game humor that they do. I'll get like some real person reacting and it'll be more fun, and then their chat is just lighting them up or whatever. But you can't control the volume of the streamer, so if they're being obnoxious as hell, like you're stuck. And I don't imagine that the director would be as obnoxious as a Twitch streamer, but like I don't know, like it would be interesting to see what that's like. I think I would probably have like want to have already seen the movie, like, you know, on my own with no commentary at first, because like I don't think I would ever want to see a movie for the first time with director's commentary, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely for like second time.
In our home theaters.
Cannot leave. Don't leave.
Never leave the house. I can never touch my face outside of my house ever again. Like, let's say even the same. Yeah, you're gonna be like, oh, it doesn't feel the same as he lightly pats his head. But I'm saying like, I think I'm going to be like hyper conscious for even like months after this is over. When I leave the house, I'm just gonna be like, and I can't touch the face. Like I'm like, oh, almost. But like in the house, I'm just like hands never off the face.
Well, yeah, because like now after all of this, the public is just gonna be like, if somebody coughs, everyone's just gonna do one of these like, you gonna cover? Like
Yeah, the
everyone's gonna
side
be
look.
hyper aware. It's gonna be like cursing if you
Yeah,
don't cover.
I don't know. And then some people are like less bothered by it than others. So, so you're gonna be the people like, oh, and you're gonna be the other people that are just like, huh, I'll get sick. I
Yeah,
don't know.
whatever.
I'm a little nervous to
It's
like
weird.
cough in public in general, because like even before this would happen, if you cough more than like 3 times, people start looking at you like, all right, bro. And you might just have a tickle in your throat, but you're just over here like holding it in, like trying not to cough.
It's always the worst in like meetings or like classrooms, and you feel it's like almost like a core workout because you're just over here like not trying to cough as hard as possible. And then you just let out by doing that, you let out like the hardest cough you ever had because of that.
Well, you let out those little in between sounds where it's like the cough spitting out, or it's like, and then like that's even worse almost. So I don't know. You seen New Girl, right? Where they're all sick and
Haven't seen New
quarantining.
Girl.
They're quarantining themselves in the room, and then like Schmidt can't get sick because he's got an important presentation, but he like stifles a sneeze during the presentation, and he's like about to, and his boss is about to send him home, but then he like it goes like inside of him. He's like, and she's like, where did it even go? And then he just goes on a sneezing fit. Like that's what happens sometimes, but with coughing. I don't think I've ever done that with sneezing. Sneezing, you just like you could stifle a sneeze pretty easily, kill some brain cells. So I've held off talking about it for too long. I purchased 2 games this past week.
Hold on.
I purchased 2 games this past week. Well, you got more stuff to say? I want to talk about these games, bro. I got opinions.
No, I just need to brace myself because I can't buy anything. I can't.
All right.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to tell you you should buy it or you shouldn't buy it, but I'm going to say some things that are going to make you think you should buy it or you shouldn't buy it. So, all right, I'm going to ask you, which do you want first? Animal Crossing or Doom?
Hit me with Animal Crossing first.
Okay. That's a bold move right there. This
Rip the
game
Band-Aid.
is wildly addictive. Like, I didn't expect it to feel so nice while I'm playing. Like, I thought like, oh, it's just going to be another simulation game that like I'll just hop in and play whenever. But like, as an Animal Crossing noob, I wasn't really thinking so hard about how the real-time clock they use works. So like, essentially when you build an item or like a building, it's not like Stardew Valley or The Sims where you like just simulate through a day and go to bed. Like you wait for the day to finish in real life and it resets at 5 a.m. I don't know what time zone that is. Like I didn't bother. It's not midnight wherever you are, which is weird. But it resets at 5 a.m. and then you'll wake up and your little dude Tom Nook the raccoon will be like, all right, here's the new stuff going on today. Like here's our town hall, here's whatever, here's your new house, blah. So like that's kind of cool. But the first couple days were kind of slow. And the way they've laid out the game for multiplayer couch co-op, I don't like. I'll get to that in a minute. But essentially, I kind of exhausted everything I thought I could do in the first day. I mean, you could fish and catch bugs and do all that stuff unlimitedly, but like when you chop down trees, those are finite, and then like they might respawn at the end of the day, but only a certain amount come back. And I didn't really know this, so I'm just like going off on a crazy tangent, getting everything, and it's like, all right, the second day, like I have a lesser amount because I just went so hard on the first day. So like, veterans of the Animal Crossing series might be hearing this like, are you freaking noob? Like, of course it's like that. Like, it's just common knowledge. But like, me never doing that, like, I had no idea. So I'm talking to people at work on Slack, like, because a lot of them play it, and they're like giving me tips. And like, for example, I was supposed to get these iron nuggets from a rock. Like I was using an axe. Yeah, some nugs, bro. I was using an axe to get it, but I was you're supposed to eat food like fruit to get strong enough to be able to break it. And I'm like, okay, obviously I got to break the rock to get the iron nugget in it. No, apparently you don't want to eat the food. You want to like hit it with your shovel 5 times and then like tons of them come out and then they don't break. And I'm sitting here like, well, shit, I broke every single rock on the island. And I'm like, how fast do they spawn? 1 per day. So I'm like, I've got to wait 6 full days to get my rocks back. So I'm like, all right, that's just like on me. I screwed up. But the entire time I'm sitting here thinking ahead, like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna do this. The next day I'm gonna do that. And then like I'm sitting here making a plan, and now I'm like thinking about Animal Crossing all the time. And not to mention, it's one of the most charming little cute video games I've ever seen. I made a character that looks exactly like a little mini cartoon character of me. I put a hat on him. I made the little Adidas logo and wore my little orange hoodie. Like, he looks just like me, and he's sitting there waving his little arms and just smiling like, and I'm like, this is just too cute. Like, I don't even, and then I bought, on the other hand, Doom, which is just like the complete opposite, which we'll get to later. I'm not getting into Doom yet. I'm just saying, it's just the balances are hilarious. So they got like this super soothing like guitar acoustic thing that plays on loop, and I just find myself humming it. Like, I'm just like, dude, this music, like I am addicted to the music even. Like, it's just crazy. And then I started playing with my girlfriend. And now here's where I'm going to get into the couch co-op being kind of whack. Nintendo made a decision that there's going to be no possible way to get a second island on the same Switch console. In previous Animal Crossings, they had the similar thing where like other users were on the same island, but there were workarounds where like on the GameCube, it was like change the memory card, or like on the 3DS, it was tied to the cartridges, but the cartridge was only like $35, so you could just buy another cartridge and then someone could play that. But on the Switch, if whoever starts the game first makes the island, any other user on that same Switch automatically gets put into that island. But only That's the first person can progress story elements. So like, if you make the shop, the other players can donate to it or something like that, but I don't think they can host like the, what do you call it? The ceremony and like the other like story events that happen because the first player made it. And it's not too much of a problem because it's me and my girlfriend playing together most times, but I'm just thinking of like, all right, this family bought the game for their 4 children because you can have 4 players play at once, and it's just gonna be a massive fight constantly because like, oh, he's not trying to play right now, so I can't get farther in the thing, and then like he's yelling and stuff, and then like, not to mention the way they laid out how you play together in real time is weird because it's not like, oh, you can go off and do your own thing as long as you're on the same screen. It completely follows player 1. If you run off screen, it teleports you to where they are. You can pick up items, but they go to this recycle box, not to your own pocket. And then you can't talk to anybody and even walk into doors. Like, if the first player walks into a door, he closes it behind him and leaves the other dude in the dust. I'm like, how rude is that? But then you teleport into the building next, like when it comes in. So like, I don't know, it's just weird design choices like that. So at the end of the day, they're just trying to make someone buy another Switch. And guess what?
Basically.
Guess what? All the Switches are sold out right now. And it's in perfect timing for Animal Crossing to come out. So if anybody's like, oh shit, we need to buy another Switch, can't. Not to mention, with the whole pandemic and everybody staying inside, people are looking for something to do, and they're like, Animal Crossing just came out, let's get a Switch. So good luck. You're out of luck. And
you know what this reminds me of?
What?
Is the fact that like they're resulting back to such an old form of doing a video game that now the old argument over who gets player 1 controller is back now. Do you remember those days like Nintendo 64 where it's like you would fight to be the player number 1 or whatever, and like for PlayStation 2, Xbox, getting player one was like such an like you had to be player one, even though
Yeah.
it doesn't really give that much. They're bringing that back now. That's so dumb. It's such an old way of thinking about a video game.
Yeah, and it's a permanent choice. Whoever is the first person to boot the game is forever player one. So like I said, they can't progress in the story unless player one's present, which is just dumb. I mean, obviously the person could log on to player one's account and then just like do it and then hop onto his, but like that's a pain. So I don't know. But then like as
What's
far
the
as
point of having users on Switch anymore? It like
well, in this
other
game,
games
there's no
implement it.
point.
Yeah,
In
in
other
this game.
games, it has separate save data, like normal. So
Yeah.
the thing that I said, like, okay, player two is a follower and like can only help player one do stuff and is shafted. The nice thing that's like not really like it didn't need to be necessary, but within their realm of BS, it's nice. When you shake the controller as player one, you give up that what do you call it? Your power as player one, and the other person can claim it. So then like if you're trying to go through the story together, you just shake the controller, they change, they do their thing, and you shake back, which is nice. It's a quick little easy way to do it. But let's say he needs to talk to this character, and then he shakes the controller, and now I play. You see the same thing twice. Like it's boring to see that a second time. So it's like, all right, I'll just be chilling here waiting for you to talk to your boy and then like whatever. So as me and my girlfriend play, like she'll shake the controller and then like I'll get the reins and then now I'm talking to him and then she's like, all right, well, I mean, should I pay attention now or when it's my turn? And it's like, I don't know. So I will say the one major flaw to this game is how couch co-op works and just like the whole console in the same household, I'll say. Now, the rest of the game is great. Like, I would say if you wanted to buy this game and play solo, like within your house or on your Switch, it is perfectly good. Like, it's a lot of fun. It's a little bit of getting used to the real-time clock, but it's like if I wanted to just blow through a simulation game, I could play Stardew Valley. The fact that I have to pay attention to this real-time clock is kind of nice because it's like, all right, I've done my task for the day. I'll go do something else. So I'll just come back tomorrow when my stuff's built and we'll check it out. And then now you can fast travel, or not fast travel, excuse me. They call it time travel, where you set your clock forward on the Switch to do the day, and that works. So if you are impatient, you have that option. But I'm a little hesitant to do so because in previous games, if you traveled too far ahead and like I think in leaps and bounds, like if you traveled one day at a time and did everything in between, you'd be fine. But if you traveled too far ahead, you got like a ton of weeds in your island, and then like islanders would move away, and then you'd have to deal with other adverse effects. But then you could like skip ahead to see future events. So like you could fast forward to Christmas and see those events. They took that out in this game where like those events aren't even in the game's code yet. That comes in a hot patch right before, like the first one's Easter. That comes during Easter. So I can't go to Easter right now and see that, which is cool. But then let's say I'm ahead. I have to resync my clock with real time to see it. And I don't know if me going backwards in time that many days is going to cause problems. So there's too many variables where I'm just like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to play the way the game was intended.
Hold on. That just doing that is way too complicated for any benefit. Like, I'll let you wrap up your thought on the game, but I have some opinions, and I haven't even played the game, but I have some opinions of what they're doing. It just seems backwards.
Yeah, well, the time travel mechanic isn't like it's a mechanic with air quotes. It's not something they intended. They just if you change the switch, yeah, that's an exploit. So people have been doing that forever playing Animal Crossing, but I just don't know what the repercussions are. And like once the first event comes and somebody's like, oh yeah, I got screwed by time traveling, I won't do it. But if somebody's like, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong, I might start doing it because I don't necessarily want to play with the real time clock forever because it's gonna lose its kind of flair. Like I don't want to be tied to this game forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have one big comparison with Nintendo right now where it's like they're acting like Apple, where they're like, we're gonna make products that feel addictive, people will buy into, and they'll get stuck almost. And then like
That's valid.
they can't dig themselves out because like you can't play Animal Crossing anywhere else. You can't get iOS anywhere else. But they do all this weird, stupid shit on the meantime that you're like, I mean, I'll just deal with it. And it's like, I found myself guilty with that with Apple products. And now it's like Nintendo's going to do the same thing. And I mean, you just kind of had to deal with it. Now, granted, I don't have children that I need to buy another Switch for, but I could understand being a parent or a kid in a family like that and just be like, dude, this is stupid. And you're like, you feel like you wasted
Not
money.
understanding why you need to, like, can you imagine your kid going to be like, Dad, we need 3 more Switches.
And he's like, huh?
Why?
The wallet just like throws up in the back pocket. He's like, oh shit, that hurt. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I think it's super fun, but they did some weird shit.
My thing is like they're just because it was how Animal Crossing used to be played doesn't mean you have to continue that in the modern era. To me,
True.
this game is sounding like a mobile app. And hear me out. Remember when like mobile app games like really shot up and you had like The Simpsons and you had Clash of Clans, all these different ones where every day you logged on, you harvest some sort of resource that was generating on a real-time clock, and you did some constructions that took a real-time clock generator, and you did a couple things, and then you logged off. But you had to do it, and you had to do it every day, and that's what made it addicting. That's like old. Like I don't really hear of that many people that are continue to do that. And like it gets annoying after like a month, and then you lose track of it and you don't care anymore. But there's that brief like 2-week period where it's exciting, it's new, it's like, oh, I'm back in it again. And when I'm hearing from you from this game, like it kind of helped and kind of hurt. Meaning like it helped me not want to buy it, and then it hurt at the end where I'm like, oh, it still sounds kind of fun. But that real-time clock sounds like a pain in the ass, and it sounds like I just don't. I don't know. It would suck if this was like your only game you've been wanting to play, because like I can't even, because then you do have to do those time traveling things with your Switch, which just sounds like a pain in the ass. And I don't see how it won't go wrong for them. I feel like there has to be some sort of major flaw of changing your time clock on your Switch. But I don't know. It feels very backwards, and it does feel like Apple like corporated, like where they want you to they care more about moving hardware. So therefore, the software or game in this scenario may take a hit in like it's not very modern with its techniques, but it will push hardware hard. And they're like, we want to do co-op and we want to do couch co-op and like online co-op, but we're not going to make it easy for you guys. And you're going to want to purchase this game more than once. It seems silly. Like either be in or be out. Like be because like like especially in games like Diablo 4 or not 4, 3 that literally does couch co-op to a perfection of
Wait,
just an amazing game.
did you time travel your actual self and now you know about Diablo 4?
I just want Diablo 4, okay? That's been on my mind since the cinematic. But I don't know, your review, like while you were saying, I was like, okay, cool, I'm not buying this game. Like I was listening to all these negative things. I'm like, oh no, that sounds dumb as hell. Oh no, I don't want to deal with that. Nope, nope, nope. And then you brought up all the cool points. I'm like, shit. Okay,
And I didn't
shit.
even finish
All
with the
right,
cool
well,
points. Like, there's other stuff I could say. I will say, but first, I was actually gonna make that comparison to a mobile game. I kind of felt like, okay, we're following similar tropes where you have the real time thing, you get in, it's addictive, but like this game has like a different scale. You know, when you start a mobile game, you have quick, rapid timers and you never want to stop playing, but then it gets too long and you're like, okay, you fall off. This is the opposite effect. You have not enough stuff to do in a day to fill a day. So then you're like, okay, I'm done. But then after about a week, it's going to open up and now you have too much shit to do and not enough time in the day. Unless you literally went ahead and just like grind it all day. You could do that, but you're gonna have to manage like new islanders. You're gonna have to do like extra fishing and like resource management. I don't know. There's a lot more things that open up, and obviously I haven't unlocked everything yet, but I only have like 3 major things to do each day right now. And there's every day they're like, hey, you want to do this now? And now I have to go and make that my main task. And then the next day, some new task on top of the stuff I've already unlocked is going to be unlocked. So it's like a little bit of a different feel. Plus, mobile games are like cheap, quick, microtransaction riddled. Like this game feels premium. I will say that. Like I haven't ran into any bugs yet. I know there's some sort of exploit to get unlimited money, but like I haven't done that. The game, like I said, is charming and all that, but just the overall gameplay for a simulation game is really fun. So even when you're doing those little like mundane tasks like fishing and stuff, it's pretty enjoyable. So like it's not like, oh, I walk into the mobile app, I just tap into the mobile app, I just tap a couple things and get out. Like there's actually stuff to do. But then the other point I was gonna make was the online co-op is fun. Let's say I'm in a different area of the game than you are, and you're like, hey, I don't have the time to grind to get the ladder today because I need to get up and like farm those trees and those rocks up top on this ledge, but I don't have the ladder yet, and that's not for another 3 days or so. Hop on over to my island, I can sell it to you. You could just walk on in, buy it for 300 things, get on out. And then like when you come in, the little dodo birds are like, who do you want to go visit? And then they're like, we're going to go fly on over to see your friend here. And then he's like, oh, we're going to make a water landing but it's okay because this is a seaplane. They're doing like all this weird, dumb humor. And then you drop down and you come waltzing out, and then you go like, what up? And then you all start gooning around the island, start farming stuff. It's hilarious. And then you can, again, this is like another annoying thing that it's just Nintendo's hardware limitations. Like the Switch doesn't have like built-in voice chat or like keyboards. So if you want to talk with the person, you could do it on the laptop, or not laptop, the controller, which is really slow, but you can actually just like use their phone application to text the person and it shows up in the game. So it's like it's another weird little quirky thing, but to be honest, like most likely I would just be in Discord with you anyway if I was trying to play, and then we just like squat around. But I'm giving a review for a game that I played for like 4 days, and it's not even, it doesn't hit its stride until like 7 or 8 days in. And it's like I'm playing by the rules right now, so I can't even like tell you what it's gonna be like. But so far I'm addicted to the point where, you know how previously I said I was going to play Doom, get pissed off, go play Animal Crossing to calm myself down? It's backwards. I'm playing Animal Crossing all day till there's nothing to do. Then I go play Doom, get pissed, and it's like, well, shit, now I got to go to bed. And it's like there's nothing in between to calm me down. So it's like, I didn't expect it to turn out this way, but I'm enjoying myself. Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I've been talking for a while though, because I mean I got a lot to say about this game. But you have any other things you wanted to ask or say about it? Because
I'm really worried that I'm gonna buy this game, Taylor, and I can't buy this game.
Well, just don't buy it anytime soon. Like I said, if you get it later on, I'm gonna be wildly far ahead of you. But you can just hop on over to my island, and I can just speed you up. I can just get you the stuff you need to get you there faster. So you don't even have to buy this game tomorrow. You could buy it like in a month, and then I would just be like, all right, here you go. I'm gonna catch you up.
Fair. I don't know. Like, it sounds like a lot of fun, but I'm not gonna lie. The pacing of it being that in a week is when it gets really going sounds really off-putting. But your point of comparing it to Stardew Valley is like every single time you bring up a negative, you just bring up the counterpoint, and I can't even bring it up because you've already been like, boom, level, buy it, and I'm like, okay.
I was worried that this game was going to flop for me, but like I genuinely believe the pros outweigh the cons for solo play or with someone that you can understandably like have an adult conversation with and be like, all right, you want to be player one now? Where it's like, if I was a child, I would be pissed. Because this game is geared to both children and adults. But just the sheer fact that I like it so much just sells like how it plays to different ages and stuff. But yeah, like I could tell you're over there like, yeah, like, okay, that sounds dumb. But then like I'd say another point, you're like, oh, like, I don't know. But see, me and you as like more hardcore gamers, or at least we play like completely different games than Animal Crossing. We're used to being able to find exploits either by design in the game or like on our own, or just have unlimited resources, or just like you turn the game off and save scum. You can't do any of that shit here. You can do the fast travel or the time travel, and that's like pretty much the only major exploit. So like I'm almost being forced to slow down here, and I'm kind of like, you know what? I don't mind it. I'm going to take it as it is, and I'm going to play it until there's nothing to do in the game for the day, and then I'm going to go play something else. So I'll keep you updated.
See, and that's when you brought that up, it reminded me that the reason why Stardew Valley sometimes is hard for me to pick back up is because Stardew Valley sometimes stresses me out.
Yeah.
Which is funny. But because it's like supposed to be such a calming game, but like I'll be thinking so far ahead, like, oh, I gotta like give her gift on her birthday, and I gotta make sure it's one of the things she likes. So let me pull up Stardew Wikipedia. I only got so much time in the day. I don't like using mods, so I can't do all that
used
fun
mods
fast
when
travel.
I played that game because I didn't really care for the pacing of like how the clock is constantly pushing forward and you don't have time to think, and then like you sit there for 3 seconds and it's like, well, that's 10 minutes gone by and I'm gonna run out of energy. And it's like, so I feel your pain on that.
So when you brought that up, I was like, well, maybe this would work for me, and maybe it would be a valuable game. We'll see. Maybe when it goes on sale in like 3 years, I could buy it because Nintendo never goes on sale.
Yeah, I don't imagine this is going on sale anytime soon. But one more quick thing I forgot though. Like there is no pause function, but you know how in like Dark Souls, if you don't press pause, like you die because you're just like the game is still running. In this game, like
Yeah.
there is nothing that can really cause harm to you. Like there's some spiders at night that if you run into them, they like make you knock out and you wake up at your house, but like there's no detriment to it. Like it's a children's game. So like it is honestly one of the most relaxing management games ever, because if I need to go to the bathroom or like I need to go do something real quick, like I can just throw the controller on the couch and run away for like 10 minutes, come back and just pick up. I don't have to worry about pausing or what I was doing. Like I could literally be mid chop of wood. Okay, cool. Over here. We're back. There's
So
like,
it's
there's
not,
no.
it's not like
Go ahead.
it's not like one of those games where you have to explain to somebody why there's no pause.
Yeah,
Like
none of
somebody's
that.
talking
You
to you and
literally
they're
like
hey, just pause the game. And you're
emergency.
like, I can't pause.
Exactly.
And they're like, what? And you're like, I can't pause. It's League of Legends. They're like, why can't you pause? I'm like, there is no pause.
Yeah.
Move on.
There is no pause in this game, but you literally could have an emergency happen and you could just like stop mid whatever and then just get after it. Like, I mean, I'm sure you could find an edge case where you can't stop in the middle of it. Like, but like, let's say I'm in mid fish and I missed the fish. Like, who cares? There's 10 more fish right next to it. Like, it's cool. But
Those don't respawn in a day.
no, fish are unlimited. Those are one of the unlimited resources. But talk about not having unlimited resources or room to breathe. Play Doom.
I can't wait.
Oh my gosh, this game has me all over the place, my guy. I don't know, like I love it, but I have not yet played and then not got off kind of frustrated. Not like
Kind of?
I don't want to go back. No, that like, kind of was my minimum. Like I've definitely left livid. Like I was like, like we are out of here. But like I haven't left without being kind of frustrated. Like the first day I played, let me say a disclaimer. I am playing on nightmare difficulty, so that explains some of it. If you play on an easier difficulty, you're not gonna have as hard of a time as this. But like, that ain't fun. I'm trying to play the way the game was intended.
I'm not gonna lie.
I tried playing on Nightmare for Doom 2016 on Xbox, but playing with the controller, I got my ass handed to me. I'm over here playing all these Twitch quick movements on multiplayer games, competitive shit on PC with the mouse and keyboard. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try Nightmare mode. And I felt like I was playing Call of Duty against like real people for the first bit. Like these demons were all over the place and I'm like, oh, like they're behind me. Like I got to worry out. Like I'm like freaking out all over the place. And then I got in a rhythm. It took me like, I think 30 to 40 minutes to die. And then when I did die, bro, it was a snowball effect. Like I could not stop dying. Like, oh my gosh. This game, like, people say it's not about the story because, you know, it's all about the gameplay and like they never really cared about the story before. But this is like that kind of game where you take the story how you want it. Like they have lore riddled all over. And I know you don't really particularly care for like when you're watching a stream and somebody stops to read the lore. But like when I'm playing on my own time, I can choose to stop and read it. And it's kind of interesting because it's just like, how did this whole invasion happen? And like, who is the Doomslayer and why is he so hell bent on like doing what he's doing and all that? And it's kind of cool. But I'm more focused on staying alive because on Nightmare mode, literally the most basic demon can like, you're full health, he hits you, you're at low health. Like you get the warning. And I'm like, can't get touched. Like, like I cannot breathe. So the whole cycle that they've like put together, which they kind of had in Doom 2016, but in this new one, it's like they've capitalized on it. You use the glory kills to get health. You use the chainsaw to get ammo, and then you can use a new thing where it's called a flame belch. It's like a little over the top, over the shoulder flamethrower that when you burn something, it starts throwing out armor, which that wasn't in the previous game. So now you have a chance to get health and armor. Everything. And let me tell you, don't sleep on the armor because I used to, and dude, you get ripped through health so quick where I'm literally going from low health to max health like 20 times per minute. Like it's nuts. And I'm over here like trying to breathe. I'm like, my girlfriend's probably in the other room hearing me hit the mouse on the table like this 20 times to whip around and do stuff. And like I on screen, I just put my mouse over your face. Cool. Cause I was whipping. Anyway, I don't know. Like I'm having so much fun with like how fast paced and Twitch moving it is, but I don't know necessarily if this game is difficult because of design or like unfairness. Because you know when you play Dark Souls and you're like, okay, that part wasn't hard, I just got shafted because like they didn't let me move, or like I got double teamed, and it's like, okay, they intended for that to happen. But in this game, I've died to things I can't see, or I like tried to grab the ledge and he didn't grab and I got fucked by a missile or something stupid. Like I've died so many times where I was like this close to finishing the encounter and then I got like swiped in the back by something, or like a bullet came around a corner when I was like, dude, I was behind the wall. Like that happens in Call of Duty, but that's because of server lag. This game, it's like, it's all on my computer. Why? So like I've definitely been like, I need to stand up, take the headphones off and like walk around for a little bit, come back, because I like I don't know, that stuff is where I get frustrated. But the sheer gameplay is so smooth, so much fun, and like I just keep wanting to get back to it. But like I said, I've been playing Animal Crossing too, and I don't know. The game's nuts, dude. Like I was sitting there. Let me say this real quick before I'm sorry. I'm monologuing, but this game. I said probably on 10 different occasions in the first 40 to 50 minutes of playing on my first time, wow, this game is insane. Wow, this is crazy. Like I just kept saying it and I couldn't stop because some new shit would get thrown at me or some like insane encounter. And I'm like, dude, this is just the beginning. Like I'm going to get rolled on later. But then I kind of got in the rhythm, and there was a part where like you had to fight two bosses at once. I'm not going to explain why or how when later because it's a spoiler, but like you do have to fight two things at once and they're hard. But then like I figured out just how squishy they are depending on what weapons you use and like areas you hit. And it's like, okay, now I know how to beat the encounter, but I kept dying to stupid shit. And it's like, okay, that's getting me more frustrated because I could literally get this encounter done in like 2 minutes, like not exaggerating, 2 minutes you could get it done. But I spent like an hour because I kept screwing up or like didn't get the right like placement of enemies and stuff. So it's a wild time. Be ready if you're going to play on nightmare mode.
I'm really glad that I'm going to wait on this one because once I get my new computer, I'll have less things to blame because I feel like if I played this game and died a bunch, I'd be like just kicking my computer. I'd be like, you potato of a computer, like blaming it all on the computer. But no, in all seriousness though, that I'm really excited to like rediscover Doom because when Doom 2016 came out, it was so fresh, like of a first person shooter and like playing something on a hard difficulty to start, which I normally wouldn't do as a player. It was just so much fun to learn and die in that game and like figure out the like all the different mechanics and it really does make you use all the guns. Like there is no you only use this one, you'll die. So I'm choosing not to replay 2016 just because I want to go back into Doom Eternal hopefully in a couple months and just totally like experience what it is to play a Doom game because they just keep raising the bar. And I don't know, I'm just like super pumped to play this game and like everything I see about this game, every new feature that they explain or new interview I hear, and that video you sent me of like the heavy metal music in like the behind the scenes, I was so pumped because that when Doom 2016 came out and we booted that up and I just heard the music, I was like, oh man, I'm just sitting here bouncing and just playing and I can't wait. Oh, I just want to have the new PC and just play it already, but I'm pumped.
So like if you thought that the first Doom gave you an adrenaline rush, it wasn't shit on what this is, dude. Like the part that I was just previously speaking about with two bosses, I died a handful of times, right? A handful. And I don't know if it was healthy how fast my heart was beating for that long while sitting, you know? It's not like I went for a run because my heart beats that fast when I go for runs. But like anytime I would die and take a breather, I would just hear my heart just like, and I'm like, what? Like I need to calm down, but like I literally cannot because you have to be so quick and like literally athletic in the game with your character. You need to never stop moving. If you stop, you're dead. There's nothing like that. You have no breathing room. You only have breathing room when you have like the exploration in between encounters. But they tell you when encounters are gonna be, or they at least hint at it heavily, like so you can just like, all right, like let's regain composure real quick and then just get after it. But another new mechanic I forgot they have this thing called the blood punch where if you charge it by doing glory kills and you just get like an AoE melee hit. So if I hit an enemy and it contacts, it does like this swipe effect behind it and it'll like crowd control. And it just like rains health and other stuff. It's nuts, dude. Like
That sounds wild.
yeah. And then you have like other runes that you can get to upgrade your suit. Like I can do melee glory kills from farther away, and you can already do them at a ridiculous distance. Like this since this game doesn't take itself at like a realistic level from the gun, they just know we're going crazy. Like I can see a thing glowing and then just like teleport to it almost. And then you can get it from a farther distance and it's like, dude, I really shouldn't have hit that dude, but okay. And you're like, all right, I'll take it. But you need it because like that might have gotten me out of fire range from the boss. So I'm like right here and then I just teleported over here by killing that enemy. And then like you can upgrade them to do them faster, or you can get a speed boost from doing it. So now you're just like a Mexican jumping bean around the map trying to dodge like bullet storms and everything, and it's nuts. And then they still have like the Praetor tokens and weapon upgrades, so you can get extra little tidbits on your suit and weapons. And then another new thing they added was there's more like jumping puzzles, like platforming, first person platforming. And at first I was a little bit skeptical because I was like, first person platforming is always kind of like iffy. Like you do a lot of it in Destiny, but that's like usually in raids and other like puzzling game modes. But for you to go from like doing this insane like quick movement stuff and then like exploration to now like I need to like think about where I need to jump to and like dash and how many dashes I need to get there. It's kind of like an interesting change of pace, and I actually kind of enjoy it. So it's a little bit weird because like you'll hold on to the wall and then you have to like genuinely look around to where do you need to go next. And
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, so it's not like a platform where it's pretty clear where you need to go because you see in front of you all the time. Like I need to like move my camera like, okay, I think that's where I need to go. And if you fail, like it's like, all right, well, usually when you fall off of something, they'll just lower your health and put you back. They're not as savage where you're done. I don't know if that's how it is on Ultra Nightmare, if you have to die to an enemy, or if falling also kills you permanently, because that's that hardcore one death mode or one life
This
mode.
goes all the way back, right?
Yeah. And I still to this day don't understand how anybody could do that. Like, considering I told
Makes
you
me
I
kind of want to
died.
try.
Well, they give you a little marker about where you died to like show you like to get farther, but I told you I've died to such little bullshit that like I couldn't really control, like got hit in the back and I couldn't see it or something. Like it would just take way too many hours to get that good at the game where you were just like, all right, I can one take this game. Let's get it. Like
Done.
yeah. But they also added
That can't be good for your heart.
No, I've already told you I'm concerned about my health after that hour of playing that one encounter. But they added another type of way to play where it's 3 life mode. So you start with 3 lives and then you can pick up extra lives on the map, which you already can do in normal game modes. They're secrets. And then if you take fatal damage, you just stay there and you get more health. But they like you rely completely on finding lives. So like if you die with 1 life left, then you start over from the beginning. And that would be kind of cool. Way less pressure than playing it on the Ultra Nightmare, but it's still, I don't think I would do that. Then lastly, they scrapped their snap map mode that they had in the previous game, which Keegan, I'm gonna let you explain this. Tell me what you wish they had. Tell me what you wish they had, and how it described to a T what they already had in the previous Doom.
I told you that I wish they had a map mode for online where you could like be a dungeon master, if you will, create a map and you basically like Super Mario Maker it and have demons attack your friends online. And you just like, yo, they already did that. And I'm like, well, I guess didn't work out very well because I didn't even know it was in 2016 Doom.
I think you beat that game and you were so happy that you finished it that you just threw it in the corner and was like, yeah, I'm done. Because like
probably
we were pretty frustrated when we played it on Nightmare at first, but then there were parts later in the story that were super hard and you get mad and you're just like, I'm done with it. Thank God. But yeah, I was just like, bro, if you want that, play the first Doom. That is already in the game. And then they took that out of the new one. And then they revamped the multiplayer, which was just like kind of unnecessary and under developed, I think, in the first game. Like that's not why you buy Doom, really. Like if you want to play that kind of multiplayer, you play Quake, because that's essentially what Doom is, like, or what Quake is, multiplayer Doom. But they added an asymmetrical 2v1 mode where it's 2 demons versus 1 like completely decked out Slayer, and you can choose like from like 6 different demons to play as, and like I haven't tried it yet, but it looks pretty fun because of they were like, yeah, it's a game of cat and mouse, but the Slayer is the cat. The two demons are the mice. And I was like, when he said that, I was like, sheesh, like he's double teamed and he's still able to just like womp on them. So
Well, yeah.
they basically equated it to skill versus tactics. So the Slayer is just like pure skill and like how well you can just like survive, and then the two demons are like, oh, we need to work together, like you communicate and like how do we corner him and like catch him off guard kind of thing. So interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I haven't played that yet. I'll have to talk about that later.
Yeah. I'd have to say though, like Doom was definitely one of those games where I got so frustrated I just didn't play it for like months, and then I'd come back to it. So it's not surprising I would forget a game mode like that. Doom and I think Dying Light are the only ones that like frustrated me so hard that I like actually gave up on them for a while. So
I mean, that happens with me in lots of games where you either get frustrated or new games come out and then you forget about them. But like, I'm trying not to have that happen with this one, because that also happened with me in the first Doom, where I played like 4 or 5 hours and then didn't for a year and then came back and was like, what am I doing? How do I play this game? I'm trash. I'm trying not to lose like my touch right now. So I'm only like 8 hours in right now. So having fun. Quick update though. Borderlands 3. I played 15 hours of it by now. I beat the first DLC. It's been a good investment. Next DLC comes out in 2 days, so 26th of March.
Game's trash.
Yeah, I mean, that's my 2 video game rant, because the 2 most wildly different games came out on the same day, and I was like, yep, gonna cop them both. And it's just an interesting vibe in my quarantine bunker right now, with relaxingly farming fruit and fishing and chatting with my girlfriend while playing, and then going into Doom afterward and just getting royally upset. And then like beating it, feeling super accomplished, and then it's like, all right, I feel a little bit better, I can go to bed. But then there's times where it's too hard for me to do it that late at night, where I'm just like, all right, like I'm going to bed pissed tonight. I expect eventually you buy both of these games.
One. Expect one.
Well,
be surprised by 2.
100% to Doom, because I mean you plan for it, and 99% to Animal Crossing, just like a matter of when. Bro,
Mark that
you
down like
sent me
75.
a snap of it open on the store with the pay. You went all the way to the PayPal screen. You just didn't enter the password. I'm like, that is dangerously close. That's like an accidental button press away from just being like, all right, yeah, we're already typing the password in, like we're in. So if you're willing to go that far,
I want it, but I don't. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Dude.
don't
Animal
think
Crossing
you
has
do
me in-
know. I don't, but I know you, and you will purchase the game.
This is what I predicted, and I hate it.
It's gonna be a fun time when we hop on here and it's just both our Animal Crossing characters. The King is like, yeah, I bought the game. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but I know when I finally do buy the game, it's gonna be like 30 minutes of you roasting me on how ugly my Animal Crossing character is.
Yeah.
At least.
And you're gonna roast me for how ugly I am too, because like it's just like a doofus little kid, just like like waving his little arms around. Oh my gosh, it's so funny, these little animations they do. But I don't know. Buy it.
Probably.
All right, and on that note, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in to Dark Mode. What is this, episode 24? Wow, we're cranking them out, Keegan. Can you believe it's been 24
Hey,
weeks?
we've reached my age.
Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that. I'm not gonna list them off anymore because they're in the description.
Because they're up
on
here,
the YouTube. We don't have them up there
They're on
yet.
the tube.
You can't just
They're on
wave
the
your
tube
hands
view.
around anywhere and expect them to just show up. You think I'm gonna be that aggressive in the editing? We got to figure out what we're doing first, son. All of a sudden, we're just going to get like all these sporadic things pop up. Love doing this one.
Yeah.
Just the hand out in front in the sea, like, sign us. Papa John's Pizza advertisement. Iowa. Anyway, hit us up. Links are in the description on pretty much every service we're on. And that email, sitting pretty. That is also in the description. And we love them questions. We want to answer more questions so we don't just sit here and ramble. We can ramble about your questions.
Yeah. Hit us up. darkmodepodcast@gmail.com.
All right. We'll catch you in the next one.
Later.